Hey, this is Chris, Leacris Computers, a wholly owned subsidiary of Leacris Enterprises. Taking an HP Pavilion laptop back to a customer in Henderson this morning. He called me on Thursday, said his computer he said he got an error message when he was trying to start his computer, said Windows cannot start, or Windows won't start. I can't remember what the phraseology is for Windows 7 right off the top of my head, but it's something like that. Usually that means something really bad has happened with the hard drive, because the reason Windows can't start, generally speaking, is because it can't find a file. And it can't find a file that it needs because the hard drive, the section of the hard drive that file is on, is not readable any longer. And so I told him that was probably the case. I gave him three scenarios. One is we could possibly reload the operating system. That'd be $50. The second scenario is probably have to replace the hard drive. I said that was the most likely, and that would be $100. And I knew I had some hard drives at home. And the third scenario is we could replace the failed drive with a solid state drive, which is what I would do. I've got a solid state drive in my computer. We've done other videos about how much faster and better a solid state drive is. And that would be $150. The only bad thing about getting a solid state drive is the drive's going to be a little for the same price as it. Apples to apples. At the Apple being price point, you can get twice as big a mechanical drive as you can a solid state drive, so at least. But he declined to do that. He said, well, just see what you can do with it. Do the cheapest thing that works. And so that's typically what people want me to do. So I took it home. I took the hard drive out of his computer, put it in my caddy. I have a caddy for my Lenovo. One thing I like about Lenovo is that they have what's called an Ultra Bay. And so where the CD-ROM or DVD player goes, that can be popped out using a lever that's on the bottom of the machine. And I have a caddy that can hold a hard drive, and I can slide that caddy in place of the DVD, CD player, or whatever, whichever kind of optical drive you might have. So I did that. The drive came right up under my computer, and then I ran a utility called CrystalDiskInfo on it. And it's a very easy program to run. I've got the portable version in a folder on my desktop. So it comes right up and it gives you all kinds of information about the hard drive that is reported by what's called the SMART system that's on every hard drive that's been made since, I don't know, the mid-90s at least. And what that does, it just keeps track of all the vital, it's kind of like a self-diagnostic for a hard drive. And so it keeps track of everything that's going on inside that hard drive. And so what it will do is when you start the program, it will return results on every aspect of the hard drive's state of being. And it has it's color coded too, so you don't have to spend a lot of time going through a bunch of data, especially data that you can't understand. Like a lot of it is just what. So basically, if you see the color blue, that means the drive is good. There's nothing to worry about. You just stop looking right then and there. Then the other two colors are yellow and red. Obviously, red means it's imminently going to not work at all. Yellow is somewhere between good and red. In this case, this drive was slipping rapidly into the red region because it had thousands and thousands of bad sectors. Now, a hard drive has millions and millions of sectors on it, but once it starts developing bad sectors, it's not going to go away, unless the only scenario I can think of is possibly if it develops bad sectors because of a fall while the computer is running. That might result in some bad sectors that the drive will be able to recover from and still be usable. But even in that case, I would not use a drive that was anything but blue. Because once problems start in a mechanical device, they generally don't get any better. So like I said, this drive had tens of thousands of bad sectors. And more importantly, I could not access the Windows subdirectory on the hard drive. So I tried to click on it. I mean, I did click on it, and it said, Windows returned to error, cannot read this directory. It's unreadable. Of course, so. There you go. So I put a new hard drive in. Well, it's not a new hard drive, but it's a hard drive that has a low number of hours on it. It's practically brand new as in hard drive years. If you get a hard drive that the mean time between failures is like 250,000 hours, and it's only got like 1,000 hours on it, that's basically brand new. It's got somebody bought a new car and took it back 2 months later, and then you bought it. That's kind of how it is. That's a good analogy, isn't it? So, got the drive in there. I've got my handy dandy Windows 7 image, because that's what this computer had on it. And so, literally it takes, on most computers, it takes about 45 minutes to get Windows completely reloaded. So having a Windows image makes life a lot easier. And so now his computer, ran the diagnostics on again, everything looks clean. So I'm going to give it back to him and get paid. So that was my day yesterday afternoon. That's what I did last night when we got home from seeing the grandchildren. And so that was a good way to end the day. All right, you have any questions or comments? Leave them in the section below. Like and subscribe. If you need any computer work done, please give us a call at 919-482-6763. We are local to Oxford. I'll get a computer from anywhere, but generally I don't like to drive too far, obviously. And if you live far away, we'll probably just have to meet somewhere. That's usually how that works. Like in Henderson, I'm just barely into Henderson. He lives clear on the other side of Henderson, so I don't mind, meeting at all. No problem. We can get together as quick as we can. All right, and I'll get it back to you as quick as I can. So turnaround time on this was, I got it Saturday morning. Oops. Why don't I just miss this light? I got it Saturday morning, and I'm getting it back to him Monday morning. So that's not too bad. All right. See you on the next video.